What's up, guys? It is the 8th of 2017. Well, March, that is. This is episode 2. We're going to be talking about some new ideas we had for the podcast. Um, is fingerboarding a toy or is it a hobby? Who knows? We'll talk about that. And we're going to be talking a little about Plankton with Ben, H, and Max.
Yeah.
What's going on, boys?
What's up?
So, we're really excited with how the community is responding to this podcast. I think it's awesome. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're getting great responses from you guys. We're getting a lot of feedback, a lot of enthusiasm, and that's the greatest thing ever when you see that. It keeps us going, and it keeps us getting new ideas on here, new co-hosts. We're really excited with the direction this is going.
Yeah, and we have Ben on, so that's fucking dope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
guys,
cool
let me talk for the community here. It's a great thing that both of you guys are doing. Like, a podcast is really a thing needed because, let's be honest, we're all looking for something to listen to or watch while seshing in front of our desk.
Yeah.
And sometimes we get pretty lonely, and listening to a podcast almost feel like you're seshing with some people and talking with fingerboard stuff, talking about fingerboard stuff, and it's really great. I just wanted to say thanks for doing it, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. First guest.
Yeah.
All right, so one of the things I wanted to talk about is pretty much how we all got into fingerboarding. Like, was it like a freaking tech deck ad we saw, or was it some kid at school fingerboarding? We're like, oh, it's kind of lame, but I want to try
That's
it.
sexy. I want it.
I want to talk about that. So, Ben, why don't you start with that?
Well, I'm okay. I'm gonna stalk. I'm gonna start way back. Okay. First of all, let me say for the people listening right now, my English isn't really good. Well, it's good, but sometime I'm gonna take time to like think about my sentence, and I'm really sorry in advance for that. But yeah, to go back to the question, I first started. Okay, let's go back around where I was 8, 9 years old. Okay, I was really into playing video games in that time, especially the Tony Hawk Pro Skater franchise. Okay. And at this time, the only thing that really interested me was the Hot Wheels miniature car. and to give you an idea, okay, of how the Walmart toy alley is placed, you got the Hot Wheels, and right next to it, you got the tech deck, and it's right by the side of it.
Yep.
So. One time I was at the Walmart and I wanted my normal Hot Wheels miniature car, and I got distracted by a fingerboard that was actually an edition of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 tech decks, and it was a graphic that was in a video game that I played all the time. So my first reaction was like to see it as a figurine, like, oh man, that's something from a video game I like. And basically that's where I got my first touch with a fingerboard. And later on I bought parks, more tech decks, got interested into what it was like, and by this time, okay, it was also around this time I got a computer. And it was the time I was looking on every packaging for a website URL to write down with a .com, just to discover the internet, and I saw the techdeck.com site and basically saw the video section, and that's where I got into all the OGs, Chris Daniels, Michael King Scott and stuff, and it led me to YouTube, discovering YouTube, all the beautiful writers that were there: Gary Chin, Alex Macmillan, Drake Elliott, and I passed. Like there was a lot of dude, and I discovered Flatface. because of Mike Schneider, of course. And it was by this time that they started selling close-up G1 complete, and you don't realize how much revolutionary it was at the time to have a complete fingerboard that was high quality compared to a tech deck, and
Not
that
plastic.
was yeah non-plastic, and was 26 and 50 cents US, if I remember. It cost me around $42 Canadian dollar
Wow.
at that
How wide
time.
were they back then? Like I think
Uh,
29 was pretty
no,
wide.
they were 27 millimeters, the G1 decks, and they got urethane wheels with a metal core, not even a bearing wheels. But
Really?
the metal core was genius, because what it did, it was preventing the urethane from warning off around the axle while rolling. So it was basically the perfect way to have urethane wheels without it. Sorry for the expression, fucking up with time,
Yeah.
because if you go back to the forums, and now I wasn't part of it, but I've looked at it, but there were times where they were making their own bearing wheels with no, they weren't bearing wheels, they were making their own fingerboard wheels with old urethane skate wheels shaped into a wheel form, and they drilled a tech deck nut to do the metal core. I'm gonna find a picture of this and send it to you guys so you can show it on YouTube, so
Okay.
people have a visual.
Right, dope.
And yeah, basically, I got a close-up G1, and then I was like pretty safe with close-up. So when the G2 shade came out, I wasn't like too adventurous, and I just bought the close-up G2. And I bought a couple of random company afterwards, because there was a time where anybody who had a little project of fingerboarding, kind of like today, will make videos on YouTube about their new company. So you will just go on YouTube, write new fingerboard company, and search by date, and you would see all the new company that just came out from like this guy's basement. And I remember buying toxic fingerboards. Maybe some of the viewer will know what I'm talking about. The tape was so thick, but it was so good. And yeah, I remember toxic fingerboard being one of my first fingerboard love. I bought 3 decks from them. And then I got to a no comply CP mold, and then I stopped fingerboarding completely, because when you're in high school and you care more about what people think of you
Yeah.
than what you really are.
Yeah.
And then I got back into it about 4 years ago, and now I'm here talking about it with you guys on a podcast.
Nice. Well, before I go next, I'm gonna say about those metal core wheels with the urethane. Wouldn't you love to see them bring that back? Wouldn't you love to
Yeah.
see them put a metal core with bearing wheels and urethane
I don't
outside?
know about that.
You don't know about that?
Those would be
Dude.
so heavy. It's like it's
Oh,
like
you're
bringing
right.
stone meal back. It's like we have rubber wheels for a reason.
And it's just like, if you think about it, like China bearings that you get at the P-Reps wheel or whatever, they cost so cheap. They're around like 2 cents the bearing. So why paying for a metal core where you could have like a bearing for about the same price?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But
Alright,
anyways,
so how'd you get into it?
yeah. Basically, it's actually pretty funny. Basically, I got into the same way anybody did, like Ben or anyone else. I got into it by getting tech decks. Ethan actually was introducing me into it. We got all the tech decks, all the original tech decks. We got parks, all that crap.
Yeah.
You know. But it's funny because when we used to fingerboard with the tech decks, we would be fingerboarding in school or anything like that when we got together. I used to use 3 fingers. I used to use one on the back, one in the middle, and one on the front of the tail. And Ethan used to be like, "How can you use it like that? That's terrible." And I would always be like, "Nah, man, it's awesome. It's fine. I'm doing my
No,
thing."
I'd be like, dude, you gotta stop this. You
Yeah.
gotta stop this.
You were like, "You gotta
It's
fix
like
it, man." But I was like, "No, man,
It's
I
like
can't."
it's like your finger had a penis and it was in the middle of
Yeah,
the board.
pretty much.
It's not supposed to be there.
Pretty much. So, eventually I stopped, because I was like, wow, I can't do anything. Because I would try to ollie, I would try to, do a simple pop shove it, but I couldn't with the three finger shit. So eventually, just recently, about maybe a little over a year ago, um, I got a P-Rep. Just broke a broken knuckle off Amazon. I got like the GT graphic or whatever, with the CNC wheels, and I used that for a while. I used two fingers. Finally,
Well, wasn't that like the greatest thing ever for
oh,
you?
oh my God! I had like one of the new concaved tech decks. I was using it, and I was like,
And it was 32 millimeters.
it
I
was,
remember Max telling me it's like, oh, that's kind of wide. I'm like, dude,
yeah, it
that
was
is not
no,
wide.
it wasn't even
32
32. It was
millimeters.
a 30 millimeter P-Rep, and I was like, wow, that's huge. And then I got more and more advanced. I think my first deck was a cat tongue. That was like a 34 millimeter. That was my first
That tongue with
upgrade.
like
Yeah, the cat tongue was all
no,
warped.
no
It was
concave.
no concave, but it was the greatest thing ever. Anyways, and it's been history ever since. I've got 4 setups now. And I'm really into it. I'm really passionate about it. But yeah, that's how I got into it.
Yeah, I got into it a long time ago. I think I really started picking, like when I went outside and I really tried to learn ollie on a fingerboard. I think it was around 8. I remember getting a tech deck and just sitting outside on this deck for hours, just trying to get a good ollie. And then eventually I realized if you take a lighter and you melt the kicks a little bit, you can bend them up, and it makes a world of difference. But yeah, I pretty much fingerboarded on and off from then. I'll take a break for a couple months, get back into it, take a break for a couple months. And back then, I wasn't going to any of the store sessions. I always knew, like, oh, just a state over, there's these really cool fingerboarding events, and I always wanted to go to them. But I was younger back then, and I didn't really have the means to get to them. But now I'm going to them every month when I get the time. They're really fun, and it's pretty much just sprouted from there.
Yeah.
Spend more money in fingerboard parts.
All my
Get some
money has gone into
buy another
fingerboard
deck,
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you were so lucky to actually have a community. Like from the 2005 where I first touched a tech deck to 2011. I didn't even know anybody in my province, because yeah, in Canada it's province, it's not states. And dude, that was so crazy. Like the first time I met like someone in real life to fingerboard, and like I just can't imagine like starting fingerboarding and like having the chance to go to a store session and just
I know
man.
when I was a kid, I always knew there was other people out there, but I guess I never really made the initiative to go out and get into it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I want to say to the viewer, like, go out, man. Like, DM people and say, "Hey, dude, you're in my area. What about meeting them and just seshing?" Like, it seems like these
Locals
days,
in your area.
Shingles looking to get nailed.
yeah, but you get what I mean. Like, just
Yeah.
go out and go fingerboard with someone. You'll see how beautiful it is.
It's
like,
so
it
much better
creates-
with a friend.
It creates such an instant friendship between two people that got nothing in common. It's
And if you ever get bored of fingerboarding, really try to reach out to people. I mean, even Skyping and playing a game of Skate is still a lot of fun.
yeah,
If you just ever get bored and you get lonely fingerboarding by yourself.
So, anyways, do we want to talk about our favorite companies now?
Sure, this might be a lengthy one.
Yeah, probably. So, Ben H, you want to lead off?
well, my favorite companies are Greasy Fingerboard, Tick Tuning, Theory Grip. No, just kidding. The guy
Yeah.
is just like naming his sponsors. Yeah, I would say my favorite company. As a whole, for what it did for the community, I would say Flatface.
They got everyone
because-
into it.
Yeah, basically, they basically were the syringe that infected everyone with a VIH or whatever you call it in English, and HIV. Yeah.
Yeah, HIV. It's like AIDS in Africa.
Yeah,
you know?
basically
That's
they infected us with the fingerboard ITS. It's well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Max, what about you? What's one company that you really like?
I mean, it's such a hard pick. You know, it's such a hard pick between the people that make wheels, decks, trucks. Um, I don't know. I can't have an unbiased or biased opinion. Like, oh, geez. I think my
Okay, okay.
all-time.
What's all the companies you hate?
I hate everyone. You know, I'm done. I'm done. Nah. Anyways, I think probably my favorite company. It's it's got to be Black River. I love, like, I know it's a very unpopular
I
opinion.
mean,
I love BRTs.
first wooden decks.
Yeah, dude. Like BRTs, I just love them. That's the sole reason that they're my favorite company. I would say Idol, but I feel like that's a biased opinion.
I think community-wise, I'd probably either have to go with Berlinwood or Flatface because those just, I mean, I think Mike Snyder's had a kickflip on a fingerboard. How much, like, was it have like almost 2 million views? It could be more than that. I haven't looked at it in a while. But I feel like that was a stepping stone for a lot of people, and
But
his
but
videos all over YouTube.
yeah, that was my question. You're sure it's Black River? It's not Berlinwood?
No, it's Black
Because
River.
okay, because they often get like
They get very
sometime
switched.
yeah.
Yeah.
sometimes
Actually, yeah, I
like
think I just made a mistake.
they're associated, but they're not the same company.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
Berlinwood is just specifically
Um,
decks.
Man, Berlinwood is Timo Lieben, who started doing fingerboard in 96, 97,
Damn.
and was like, oh, there was kids that had tech deck and finger skate, not even tech deck at that time, and he was starting, dude. You if you're listening to this right now, go check out the interview of Harald Schar on the Onkel Urban channel. It's a really great interview that explained this all in details. But
we
yeah,
can
it's
put a
basically
link in the description to
Yeah.
either
Yeah,
his
definitely.
YouTube video or
it's-
his Instagram clip where it mentions it, and then you
it's
can
ba-
go from there.
it's basically Timo that worked at a skate shop that had like the first fingerboard the first prototype of Black River ramps and the first Berlin Woods. That was really like, and the times of Fingers of Fury and Pissing Fingers.
Hmm.
Like those are the real OG fingerboard videos. Like they were on VHS tape.
Yeah, and we'll get into that. We'll get into that later. The real OG,
Yeah.
OG clips and all that. But for now, I actually really wanted to talk about this. I wanted to talk about the new flat face Duros, all the new colors.
Yeah.
So
The blue and whites. and
yeah,
the-
just to
whatever.
list off a couple of the colors.
You're terrible. Get off the show.
I'm fired. We've got white outer cores, turquoise inner cores. We've got turquoise inner cores, yellow outer cores, turquoise outer cores, and white inner cores. And we've also got black outer cores and turquoise inner cores.
Are any of them sold out, or are they still coming up
No,
there?
that was actually, I researched that. That was very interesting to me. All of them are in stock, and it's really tempting because I love the white outer core and the turquoise inner
Curious
cores.
how many he makes.
He must
'Cause
make a
I think
lot.
didn't a while ago didn't he take like some of the certain color that he puts into the swirl wheels and make a solid color like a yellow or something? I can't remember.
I think
thought he
you're
did
right.
that.
I
But
think
am
you're
I
right.
am I the only one who didn't saw any promo about it? Like you were the guys who like said, "Hey, they are new, and they are new
I
Zero
posted
Core
about
wheels."
it, so he said new wheels in the store. Then I saw a couple people order them, and I'm like, hey, let's talk about these because they're pretty cool.
Yeah, Mike
Okay.
said on his Instagram that they were new colorways. You know, Dares have been around, but
Okay.
they're new colorways. They're pretty slick. I think they're I don't want to really get too into this, but I think they're the best colorway yet. That's
You know
just
what
my
would
2
be
cents.
sick?
like them.
Zero Core with swirls, like
Yes.
swirls Zero Core.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
That'd be
that'd be
so insane.
you'd be so sick.
What?
I would like a mix of watermelon swirls and fire and ice swirls.
Oh.
Yeah, be a nice little.
That would be interesting.
It
You
would
know
be
what I think would be
interesting,
cool
yeah.
is if you started making solid clear colors.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I know how you feel about them. I know you don't really like the clear type of wheels. Like he just re-released the Z wheels that he did a while ago, and I thought those were cool.
I
Yeah,
love
But
them.
The only
I think those
reason
are cool.
I don't like the clear wheels, and I've talked to a couple people that feel this way, is that I know they're not, but they look cheap to me. They look a
Yeah,
little
it's 'cause
cheap. They
they're clear.
look
They don't look
yeah,
like a
they're
real
clear.
skate.
They don't
Yeah,
look like
that's what I heard. Like they look too toyish. Like it makes
yeah.
your, but it is a toy.
True, and we'll
Yeah.
get as I've said before, we'll get into that later. But do we want to?
Hold on. This isn't on what we wanted to talk about dual cores, but I think this would be an interesting one. Coring. Is it stupid, retarded, or is it okay?
Oh my God, yes.
I would
I mean,
say
I think the
depends.
concept of spending $50 on a wheel, cutting out the outside, and keeping the inside in is just kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, but
I don't-
it started from someone who broke his wheel and started like oh, if I have one wheel broke, I'm either like just gonna like throw the exterior of all the other wheels and have just the interior. So I will have a kind of set of wheels, and I don't remember who exactly did this, but by that time, like everybody saw it and was like, oh dude, that looks so badass.
I
And
know it's
so
like you see people with the cowpie BRTs and cores, and I'm like, ugh. I like everything on there except for the
yeah, but
cores.
I kind of feel like it's a trend that's not really a trend. Like it's trendy, but at some point,
It's definitely
like-
a thing. I don't understand. I mean, at that point I would just order Oak Minis if you want a smaller wheel for how it feels.
Yeah, but they're all fucking sold out, dude.
but
I
but
really
yeah,
want Oak Minis, but they're everywhere. They're gone.
I have a question. What is a trend? Is a trend like where like six popular Instagrammer or YouTuber have the same kind of setup, or is it where like there's more than 20 people, or is it where there's more than 100 people writing the same kind of setup?
I think
Like-
it's a trend, like a bigger Instagrammer will start the trend and it'll slowly spread and everybody. I mean, I think the cores, I think they do look cool, but I'd never do that to a wheel. But I think that's how it kind of works.
My opinion on the whole trend thing is, if like I don't have any problem with Kale Dex. That person's getting really she or he, I think it's a he, is blowing up.
I don't think it's pronounced that way. I think it's like
Callie.
Kaylee.
I don't know. But anyways,
I think it's Callie.
Callie Dex.
Somebody comment on YouTube and let us know.
Yeah, they're blowing up. And I haven't tried one of their decks, so I can't say how I like them or not, or, if they're good craftsmanship. But people are hopping on that bandwagon ever since Chubby Muffin got a sponsorship from them. And I'm not saying that they're bad in any way. I haven't tried them at all. I'm not saying any hate towards Chubby Muffin. I'm just saying I think people are hopping on the bandwagon too quick, too fast.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's called. I mean, that's the whole sort of thing when it comes to sponsorship. You sponsor somebody to promote your product so other people buy it, which they look like pretty solid decks. But I'd like to try one.
Yeah, they look pretty cool. Did you have any input on this, Ben?
Not really.
Not really, no. Well, do you guys want to talk about that new Red Wolf graphic? That sexy ass beast.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
All right, so I think I have a picture of it here. Yeah, I do. All right, you can see it on the screen right now. This new Red Wolf graphic, he just uploaded it. When did he upload it? A few hours ago?
1 hour ago. So
yeah.
it's brand
So
new
this is a
at the
brand
time
new
of this
thing.
recording. So he what is it? Today's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday, so as of now,
Because
it
you
is
guys probably
brand
won't
new
hear
to
about
us.
this until
Sunday or
Sunday
Monday.
So
Yeah. So this thing is sexy as hell. I'm loving that people are getting into the new holographic decks because I love them.
That's not. I don't know if I would say that's hollow.
That's
I guess
holographic.
it
Yeah.
is hollow.
If you like put it in a light or somewhere and just twist it around, it's gonna shine.
But is that a holographic? I think holographic is when you turn it around and it changes
No,
the image.
it's not holographic. It's hollow. That's the word I'm
Yeah,
looking for.
you're right. You're right. It's hollow.
Holographic. Who was the person that did that though? They did. I think they
I think it
put a
was
bookmark
Maze, either Maze Fingerboard or Cali Fingers.
Didn't Ravi Sauce do one? Didn't he do a
I think
holographic?
I thought Risen also did he took a bookmark and they used it for the bottom pie. Risen fingerboards.
Oh, possibly.
I don't know. I think a couple other people did it. I'm not sure.
Well,
But yeah, I really like that new Red Wolf. It's cool.
Yeah,
Nothing-
that's sick.
nothing beats the shell ply.
Oh my
from
God.
Cali Fingers.
We're gonna
Well, hold on.
Yeah, we're
We'll
gonna
talk
get
about
into
that.
that actually at the end of the podcast. But as for now, I say we transition
I
to
mean,
the next
actually,
topic.
we could talk about that now. We could talk about that now. I mean, it kind of fit
We
with it
could.
and
I
all
don't
the other
care.
talk. Yeah, let's just talk about that now.
All right. So the new. How do you guys like it? First of all.
Oh, it's dope. But before we get into it, I know for a fact that Risen and Cali Fingers,
Dude.
both are making this shell decks, and they're also making like it's almost like a quartz, not a quartz, like a mica, like that
Yep.
that stone, but it's like different color. That's how I describe it. But yeah, I think they're cool.
Dude, Risen's shell ply. If you guys haven't seen them, I don't have a picture to pull up, but if you guys haven't seen them, they're like this blue and white shell, kind of the things you see on drum shells. If you've seen those.
Yeah, they have the shells that are like the different colors, kind of like a rainbow, and then they have like the solid color ones. But I wouldn't really say those ones are shell.
I love the solid color ones. I love
Yeah,
those.
sure.
I think the solid color ones are the best, actually. Like Cali Fingers makes one that's all different plies, different shell plies, and that one's pretty cool.
Yeah,
but I like the
see how
solids.
they made those.
Yeah. Ben, what do you think about them? The new shell plies.
Well, like I said, nothing beats a freaking shell ply. It's
Yeah.
just like
Very
it's such
true.
a great
Before
idea.
we even really say it.
I want to see B-Spence do a split ply heart
Oh,
with some
God.
shell. in it.
Oh yeah, dude. You know what'd be sick?
Did you see? These came in a while ago, but did you see those like what's the word I'm looking for? The skeleton dudes, the spooky, scary skeletons.
Yep.
On the split plies, those were cool.
Yeah, I saw those. Those are freaking
Just
sick.
just every split ply done by B-Spen in
They're beautiful.
the best years. It's
I'm pretty sure Red Wolf did a couple of decent looking split pies. Or was it not Red Wolf? I don't know.
I
I
mean,
think it was Red Wolf.
another underrated company that does really sick split ply is Labis Deck.
really?
Yeah, you should check it out. It was one of the first to introduce the round split ply concept.
Labis boards.
Yeah, Labis board. Labei. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I found it.
Lab. Yeah, okay. Great.
We'll put a link in
Yeah.
the description. You guys check that out.
Welcome back, guys, to the second segment of the podcast. Right now, we're going to talk about Planktoon. If you guys don't know who Planktoon is, they're a fingerboarding page on Instagram. They're based in Indonesia, and we're going to talk about what's going on with them.
Yeah, because
Ethan,
I don't know how many of you guys really know about Planktoon. I've been following them for a while, just to see what they post. They do have a couple products. They have like the roll wheels. They have their own trucks. They have decks and stuff. So we're just going to talk about them for a little while because I know personally I don't know a lot about them, and I'm sure a lot of you guys listening don't know too much about them. And Ben H knows way more than both of us do.
oh yeah.
So he's going to talk about it a bunch and hopefully give you guys a better idea of what Planktoon's like.
One thing I want to bring up before Ben goes into the in-depths about the company, one thing I want to bring up, I think it's hilarious, Ethan and I both think about this, how they printed out on a sticker, and this isn't hate towards them, this is just, they need a better English translator, is they printed out a sticker, and like one of their mottos is play your fingerboard and get new tricks.
But
And
I don't understand why they put English for Indonesian company. But I'm
because
not,
they want to
know
appeal
personally.
to the U.S. consumer,
Well, we don't know that.
True. I'm just
Play-
assuming. Anyways, Ben, you
play
want to
your-
take it away?
Play your fingerboard and get new tricks.
Do it, big up real style, man.
How to play varial flip.
Do
No,
it very.
seriously. It's like when you think about it, I'm someone who have trouble speaking in English, but
Mhm.
but not as much as them. But they're a professional company with a logo with a revenue, and they
It's
have
logo.
a store and stuff.
It's on their decks. It's on
Yeah,
their
it's like
Instagram. I think they did like this cool mural on their wall that said "Play your fingerboard and get new tricks."
Oh
So I
God.
don't. Yeah.
But
My
yeah, Plankton is sick.
I want their
the only-
wheels.
Plankton is sick, but a thing that I kind of, let's not say despise, but I kind of not prefer is the fact that they are they kind of they are they're not part of the community when you think about it. Like if you go on the FFE Facebook group on Instagram, they never like comment on people's stuff. They always like only care about the Indonesian community, and they try
Yeah,
to
and
sell into the US.
that's what I don't understand. It's because I mean, there's potential for them to have some sort of U.S. demographic or Canadian or something over here, but I just don't understand. They're not. It's an Indonesian scene. They're not even doing anything over here, which just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, like you said, they're not part of the community really.
But I also want to say something. Plankton sponsor events, and that's one of the thing that, yeah, we could consider that it is something. It is something.
Yeah, I get that's true. I forgot about that.
And yeah, like to give you an idea, like personally, they sponsor one of the first Quebec event like that happened in Quebec,
Yeah,
like at the
that's pretty
Boutique du
dope.
Skate, and like they were our first major sponsor, and like they trusted us, and we're like, yeah, we're gonna send you stuff, and they sent us to on engraved deck, which was kind of pretty crazy, a bunch of sticker and. Yeah, like I feel like the only thing Plankton need is a US or Canada distributor that can like distribute for whole the North America, because
Definitely.
not
I
a
would
lot
agree.
not a lot of people want to order from Indonesia. You got like Skull Fingerboard, and you got like, I don't know why I just got Skull Fingerboard in my head, but you got a lot of
Because they
uh,
follow everybody, you'll see them following you.
yeah,
And you're like,
and
"Why
yeah,
are they
exactly,
following me?"
exactly. But you got a big community in Indonesia. It's kind of like a Germany 2.0 by itself when you think about it. It's just like it's like
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's like more not obscure, but like less known.
Yeah.
like if I really want some Oak Minis, but I just don't
No.
want to wait weeks for FBS store or
Actually,
Merlin would get here. I mean, I'm an impatient person, so I just don't want to wait for that.
I want to bring up something about that. I know we weren't planning on talking about it, but I have to talk about this. I've ordered from FBS before, and on their website, when you order, even if you're in the U.S., I've ordered board rails and grip from them before. They say it should take 2 weeks. They say 2 week shipping, guaranteed. It doesn't come for months. It doesn't come for at least. I didn't get my board rails and grip until 2 months later after ordering. That's a
Yeah, but that's out
problem.
of Cath's hands. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it is
but
a problem, but it's international shipping.
But
Like,
they-
there's
also,
really nothing you can do
when
about it.
did you order it? Was it at Christmas time or holiday time?
not at all.
You ho-
It wasn't a holiday at all. The problem I have with this is I know it's out of their hands. The problem that I have is that on their website they say 2 weeks guaranteed. You can't guarantee
Yeah,
it.
but I know. Stay tuned. He ordered stuff, and it was a really long time until he got it. And Catha gave him a refund because he was waiting for it forever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a definition of good customer
That
service.
they have amazing customer service because they actually sent me they were going to send me another package, but I received the one that I was waiting for, so I had them cancel it. But I mean, it really bugs me about they guarantee the 2 week thing.
Yeah.
But
But
anyways,
yeah, I heard that Kata is really a great
she is.
person.
She's
Have
awesome.
you seen?
So-
She did what is it? The Fingerboard magazine that she did? I don't know what it was called.
I think
This
so.
is in German. But
Yeah.
I think she even covered something about Plague too, and I know she's been down there to Indonesia.
Really, that's interesting.
So, yeah, I think she talked about it in her magazine, but I wouldn't have been able to read it because I don't speak German.
Right. Anyways, let's get on backtrack to Plankton. I want to talk about their trucks. Ben, you know about this. You've used their trucks.
Well, Ben's actually tried their product.
Right.
Yes, I've actually one of the setup that got me good in fingerboarding was a Plankton.
Huh.
Like that was the setup that I learned switch shield front nose slide
Ravioli, ravioli.
and back nose slide, and yeah, basically yeah, all those great. Oh man, when I started Instagram, I started with this deck to give you an idea, and It was a 32 by 96 millimeters. The shape was really reminding me of a Berlin wood, but a bit like the rounder, like the kicks were rounder.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
don't know.
Berlin wood and flat face have like kind of like a banana shape.
I really liked it. The thing I didn't like is the engrave felt fake. Like it was like pressed engrave. It was weird.
Hmm.
It was like a pressed
Well,
ply.
Doesn't
yeah.
Berlin wood and flat face use laser engraved?
Yeah, I think it's laser. Yeah, it's probably laser. Yeah, it's not pressed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would it? Yeah, would have been weird. But yeah, I've used also RBZ, who were great. They were pretty
What'd you use?
much RBZ,
So, what are
RBZ?
those?
RBZ, like the RBZ trucks.
Oh, yeah, that's what they're called. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've used them like in 2015, so not too long ago. I think they changed though. Like now they look more like BRTs, but back then you had like the top trucks and the RBZ, and they were basically a ripoff of Black River and white trucks, but in a good way. Like it wasn't a cheap ripoff. It was just like the Indonesian version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you tried the roll wheels? Because I really want to try those.
Yes,
They're round
I've
shape,
tried.
and there's so many cool colors.
I actually have a friend who have roll wheels, and every time I go to his home, I always finish by riding his setup because his wheels feel so nice.
Are they smooth? Like, are they more like, I know Joy Colts are a
No,
little bit
yeah, they
rougher.
are urethane now. I don't know if it's like if you got like different kind of roll wheels, but the one I've tried were the urethane ones. I got I've tried the flats one and the round one, like the
You know,
roll one.
like how oaks feel? They're super smooth with urethane. Do they kind of feel similar to that?
Yeah, I would say they feel more like the Y wheels if you've tried the Y wheels urethane, or if the listener have tried it. The rule wheel, especially like with the rounder shape, that kind of reminds us of the Winkler Afro B or the rounder Winkler wheels in shape, and the Y wheels. Those rule wheels are sick, man. Like
Yeah, they're pretty dope.
they flip super well. They grip super nice, and they glow in the dark.
Yeah,
Like,
that's so sick.
Dude, they glow in the dark, man. Hey.
Yeah, actually, I want to
So-
talk about the Rue wheels. You said I was talking to you a little while ago, and you said that they feel like Y wheels, but they're only single bearing. That's what captivated me the most. That because I've used Y wheels before. I think, in my own opinion, they're like the best realistic skate shape. I think they're like one of the best wheels, but the problem is they're dual bearing, and I hate using dual bearing wheels on single bearing trucks. So the fact that they're single bearing
You
and they
could do
feel
that.
like Y wheels, that's amazing.
How do you put double bearing wheels on single bearing trucks?
I don't exactly know, but I've actually seen on Instagram, I saw a tutorial about it, how to fit
Hey,
them
so-
on.
Is it like with crazy glue and stuff?
I think so, and
Crazy
I
glue.
don't really like that, but
Yeah,
Oh,
crazy
yeah,
glue
no,
and
you're right.
bearings. This is
Yeah.
scary.
yeah,
I don't think I'd go through the effort of trying to get dual bearing wheels fit
Yeah.
on there.
yeah, I don't think so.
But going back to how Plankton, how I guess you could say their little logo, catchphrase, or whatever you want to call it, says
How to play
fingerboarding
with your
to new tricks."
fingerboard.
Get the new
Play
trick.
with, yeah, play with your
Um,
fingerboard and get new tricks. Yeah.
It kind of brings us onto a topic, going off of the word "play with your fingerboard." I know Ben was just talking to us about it before we started the podcast, and he actually mentioned it, and we thought it'd be good to talk about. Some people consider fingerboarding a toy. Some people don't like it to be called that and prefer
Okay,
a hobby.
greatest example. If you look at I think the Black River packaging and the BRT packaging or the Joyful packaging, if you look at the back, you can see that it's written "Warning: This is not a toy."
Yeah,
which
the packaging says.
which
warning
I think it's not hypocrite. It's just like
on-
it's
Well, if you're under 12, you're not allowed to.
yeah, like call a pair a pair. Don't call like a pair a apple. Yeah, it's
I mean,
it's a
Tech says
toy.
that it's a choking hazard, and they leave it at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or they should, you know what they should do? They should, instead of ages 12 and up, they should just say meant for 12 and up. So they don't have to put this is not a toy meant ages 12 and up.
Well,
Yeah, but
if
that's not the
if you think
problem.
about it,
The problem is like people get offended when you call it a toy skateboard.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
but you
It
can
is
understand why it's called a toy skateboard because in almost a way it is.
Yeah.
Skateboarding can even be considered a toy. You're playing with it, I guess, in a certain sense. You're out there learning new tricks. Playing,
Yeah, but
but
I feel like if you call it a toy, they almost feel like you're laughing at them and you're calling them a child. But
Yeah,
it's
and
not
you're
the
attacking
case.
them.
Well, yeah, but it's weird. I don't know why people feel that because they fingerboard themselves. But I do have to say, I think I'd prefer it being called a hobby because a toy, you sit in your room, you play with your GI Joe action figure, and you accidentally drop them behind your beer. That's
Best,
a toy.
Okay.
You
okay,
meet
okay.
up with people every month at faw-ck store session, and that's a hobby. You get a hobby helicopter, a hobby plane, and you go to an airstrip and you meet up with other hobbyists, and
Be-
you do that with them.
The best thing to compare fingerboarding with something else is the yo-yo. Okay, it
Yeah.
sounds stupid, but it's a dumb toy that you buy at a dollar store or at Walmart, and then it
Or you
lay
pay
around in
$40.
your things.
Yeah.
And one time you're like, hey, a yo-yo, and you're starting getting into it, and then you're starting learning some tricks, and you start getting good at it, and you start like. Looking for a community, and you start going to convention, and you start like
Mhm.
developing this whole crazy thing that started from a toy. But
Another
let's
great example, Ben, would be Rubik's cubes.
yeah,
Rubik's cubes, people master them. They get like a 5-second solve
But-
time, and then they go
but
to
Rubik's
conventions
Cube
worldwide
kinda-
and compete.
Rubik's Cube kind of stay in the puzzle category.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh,
a puzzle's
okay.
still a toy.
Yeah, puzzle solving.
Okay, you know what? I've actually I'm thinking about this, and I have a great point on this. You can call anything that's a toy a hobby. You can call if you're a little kid and you're playing with your Matchbox cars and you start collecting them. You can
All
call that
Yeah,
a
I guess
hobby.
that's true.
You can
That
organize
is true because there are adult collectors of
Exactly.
Matchboxes like GI Joes. I know for a fact because when I was a kid, I was really into like really realistic GI Joes.
Yeah.
And I know that if you go on eBay or whatever, people sell like $300 GI Joes that look just like the real thing, and it almost looks like a real person. So I guess anything could be considered a hobby.
Yeah, because you can organize a convention for literally anything, and then you can be like, no, it's a hobby. See, we made this convention with everyone. I mean,
Wait, a furry convention?
a furry convention. A furry convention is a toy. Okay, that's my argument.
Wait, no.
Okay, I have something for you. The definition of toy and the dictionary. A thing or matter of little or no value or importance.
No
a
value.
trifle. An object, often a small representation of something familiar as an animal or person or bigger
Ooh,
object
not a
for
fair.
children or others to play with.
Yeah, it's a toy
As-
then. By definition, it's a toy.
Yeah.
Well, maybe here's another way you could look at it. I guess fingerboarding couldn't be considered a toy, but I guess you could redesign the definition and say it's more like a hobby just because people invest hours a day trying to land some sort of insane trick. And I guess it becomes more of a hobby in that way. I mean, a toy, you don't. This is a hard one. I didn't think this was going to be this hard. To talk
I
about,
knew it was going to be so hard because the three of us kind of have different opinions on it. All three of us have
Well,
different opinions on it.
It's weird because you can. It almost seems like you could consider it like both or either or.
Because I acknowledge that it is a toy. It originated from a toy. You can call anything a toy. You can call anything that's a toy a hobby. But even though I know it's a toy and I have no problem with that, I will play with the toy. If they call it a toy, I don't give a shit. But I would like it to be called. I like collecting fingerboards, making them match, making it look sexy. I would like to.
I still think.
I'd like to call it model making. I make little models of skateboards.
I guess you could call it that, but I think I would still have to prefer it being called a hobby because me and Max, we were at a restaurant a little while ago.
Oh my god!
Last month, fingerboarding, and we're fingerboarding at a table, and these couple of people get off of work, come sit down. We're just fingerboarding, sitting there for a couple minutes.
We are minding our
And then
own
this
business.
woman- Yeah, this woman's like, so can you do that on a real skateboard? I'm like, some of it, yeah. And then they're like, we explain to them it's a hobby. I say it's a hobby. There's people all over the place that do it. Just in Massachusetts, there's big organized events for it. And we explain to them like, oh, this part, this whole thing costs like $150. And then this one lady makes some weird remark to if we want to buy her bridge
That's so
for
weird.
$150. I was like, is that a sexual innuendo?
No,
Like, what the
she
fuck
was
is that?
referring to us being gullible. She was like, "Oh, I can just go get a tech deck for $4." That's not the point.
Well, yeah, another woman said a tech deck for $4, and it's like at a first glance, fingerboarding is a toy, but I don't like if you just acknowledge that it is a toy, I don't think people will understand that it really is a hobby, and people put time and money and sweat and tears into like this
That's
hobby,
true.
and
I
don't,
will
people
bring-
don't.
I'm gonna bring back my argument of the yo-yo, dude. It's just a toy, dude. It's a freaking toy. But if you make it look good, and if you really invest your time in it, yes, it becomes a hobby. But let's call something as it is. Like,
Well, I guess we should bring this up. I think it should be called what you prefer it to be called, and don't get too triggered if somebody calls it a toy, because I know this is just an example that I can think off the top of my head. Some of these Instagram deck businesses, they you can set up your Instagram account to be a business account. I know some of them put in a category for their account toys or games. So I just would say don't get too triggered if somebody calls it a toy, because technically it is a toy, and the way I look at it is like a Pokemon evolution. You evolve it into a hobby. So don't get triggered when somebody calls it a toy, because technically it can be considered a toy.
I think the point we can all wrap this up on is that it technically is a toy, but if you really invest that much money and time into it and you meet with other people, you can do that with any toy. But if you really do, I think it becomes a hobby. But at the same time, it's a toy. It's still a toy.
no, I'm a elitist, man. I think finger skate should be renamed toy skateboard. No, I'm just kidding. Seriously, yeah, just call it whatever you want, man.
You
I
guys should
call it a
definitely let us know. Sorry for
Yeah,
interrupting you, but you should.
yeah.
Oh my
How
God,
do you
I'm
call
sorry.
it? Yeah, how do you call it? Do you call it a toy? Do you call it a hobby? Let us know. And Ben's show. No, just kidding.
Yeah. Let us know on Ben's show. Yeah, breaking news. This is now Ben's show. Me and Max just can't handle it. It's too much stress.
Yeah,
It's
I'm-
too
I'm
much,
sure
guys.
Handle it
people-
anymore.
We're quitting. We're gonna leave it to Ben. He can deal with it. Screw this. God.
Yeah, oof,
well,
that's gonna be a lot of how do you say this again? Oh fuck. Oh, man.
Freaking Frenchie.
Hey, dude, I'm French. You better watch your mouth.
That's right.
All right, guys. Well, definitely let us know what you think about it on Instagram or YouTube. We do look at it all. We
Yep.
love seeing the feedback, what you guys think about it.
Yeah, please voice your
So
opinions.
definitely let us know. Yeah. All right. We'll catch you on the next segment. See you later.
Like they OT, double OT, like I'm KG, smoking OG. And you know me, and my 2 3s and my gold tee. Bet you're smiling, bet you see me from the nosebleed. I'm the new 3. And
Welcome back, guys. So I just wanted to talk about a couple things before we get towards the end here. Max and I have been thinking, and Ben has mentioned a couple things, and a couple of you guys have DM'd us and commented things that you may want us to discuss and talk about. What we were all thinking is having a segment possibly called the Trick of the Week, Instagram Find of the Week, New Company of the Week, things such as those. And one thing that I was really hyped for, and I think would be cool, if you guys did some sort of creative or just super hard trick, tagged us at it, at the Fingerboarding podcast. We would see it, we would check it out. Depending on how many entries we get, we will pick the best one. We feel the best one. Possibly maybe have a co-host pick the one that he likes the most. But I don't want to see like just Nolly tray to nose manual because that is a
No,
dope
we've
trick,
got to
but
we've got to get creative shit in here, boy.
yeah, I want to see creative stuff. I want to see cool stuff. Just to let you know, I love outdoor stuff. So if you get some dope outdoor clips, that'd be cool. I like, more realistic style fingerboarding. I think that's cool. I also think you just going insane, doing tons of combos is cool too. So that was the idea we had that we really love to see you guys take interest in and record a couple tricks, put together a little edit. Doesn't have to be an edit, it could be like a 30-second clip or, a 5-second clip or something just really dope. And tag us in it. We'll check it out. And if we like it, we'll shut you out on the podcast. We'll put your Instagram link and our YouTube so people can go check you out. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to bring up, actually, we do have a feature about this. We have Exquisite Skate Spot Skate. I'll put his Instagram in the description so you guys can look at that. But he uploaded this sick.
Yeah, and this is really, I was looking on Instagram today and I'm like, holy crap, what is this? It was really some dope stuff because I guess this would be the Instagram find of the week, something cool we found on Instagram. I spend a lot of time on Instagram. I really wish I didn't. I spend way too much time. But usually if I find something, I'll write a little note about it. I'll let Max know, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. For those of you that are watching on YouTube and not SoundCloud, I'll talk about it for those who are listening on SoundCloud. It's this brick staircase with a brick handrail going down the staircase. There's a few brick planter boxes with some grass in it. Yeah. This guy uploaded it. I'll put his Instagram in the description so you guys can all check him out. You should definitely follow him. He does this really sick flip trick onto it. I can't really name it. Ethan, you probably could.
I don't remember what it was.
I have no idea, but that guy is awesome. So definitely check out his Instagram.
Yeah, sick spot. So, well, I think that's pretty much all we wanted to talk about. Ben H, Instagram and YouTube. Put it out there.
Ooh. Yeah, go check out my YouTube channel, and yeah, my pro model is out, so go check it.
Check out Ben's pro model.
It's really
cool. There's
I got
a real right option.
Yeah, I'm
33 by 94, right, Ben?
Yeah, it's a dream come true. Like I got my face on a deck, and people can support me, and I can further the production of my videos on YouTube.
If you want to support Ben, go pick up one of those. We'll also put a link to Greasy Fingerboard's website in the description.
Yeah, we'll also have his YouTube there and his Instagram in the description.
Yep, we'll put those in there. So
it should be mentioned that real wear is available too on his pro model.
Real
wear.
Okay, I got it. Yes, got it.
You got it. Are you sure? Are you sure, Ben? Okay.
Are you sure about that?
And yeah, little final words. Thank you guys for having me as a co-host.
Oh hell yeah! Thank you for coming on.
It was really awesome to have such perspective on the things we're talking about, and thanks for talking about Plankton because me and Max were wondering about them, and it was awesome.
Yeah, you had a lot of insight about that. That was awesome.
It's not that I really know a lot, but I've read one. I've written one for some time. I love Plankton. Plankton is a good company, just bad at English.
Yeah,
just bad at English. That should be the new company. Good company, but just bad at English.
Play your Ben H and stroke it.
Oh yeah, final shout out to unusual but Darkness Skill 666. He's someone really underrated on Instagram, and he's one of my favorite Instagrammer. And shout out to my buddy Nitsushdi from Idol.
Yeah, and I actually do want to give a shout out to Digit Supply Co. on Instagram. He gave us a shout out. That was awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
I mean, me and Max were so excited. We're looking at Instagram feed. I think we got almost 30 followers within 2 hours, and that was so dope.
Yeah, that was incredible for us.
And it's really, it's kind of corny, but it's really heartwarming to see your guys's you really welcomed us, even though this is a brand new thing. It's really awesome. It gives me something to, wake up in the morning and really want to do. I mean, when me and Max did the first episode, I immediately wanted to, the next day, just pump one out.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like you're playing Overwatch or something, it's really addicting. You want to do it every day, but you want to not get burnt out.
You gotta pace
so
yourself.
I'm really excited to do this. So
And another
thanks
thing,
for the.
yeah, the warm welcome. Another thing I want to mention is we do have a logo coming out. So this picture you see now on screen won't be permanent. We do have a logo coming out. My good friend Alec, stay tuned FB. Give a shout out to him on Instagram. He's a really cool guy. He's making a logo for us. That's gonna be really cool. And as well, Ben H, thank you for shouting us out. Thank you for being the first co-host. I mean, that's really awesome, man.
And just to let you guys know, right when we did the first episode, Ben had some really great ideas to talk to us about it. And Ben actually had a French-Canadian podcast.
Yeah.
Before we did. We had no idea. So shout out to that. That was a thing that I had no idea about. I'm not sure how many of you guys knew about it. I'm sure some of Ben's buddies knew about it, but we had no idea. So.
Yeah, shout out to my mother who decided to sleep with a French guy instead of an English guy and have my mother tongue be French.
Nice.
All right, guys. Well, this has been the Fingerboarding podcast. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll catch you on episode 3.
Hey, guys, what's up? It's the Ben Podcast back, and we're back with Ethan and Max, and we're gonna listen to another. No, I cannot do it. No, I cannot do it.
Like they OT, double OT, like I'm KD, smoking OG. And you know me, and my 2 3s and my gold tee. Bet you're smiling, bet you see me from the nosebleed. I'm the new 3.